Good morning everyone, it's Sunday the 22nd of January and welcome to another one of Alan's angling adventures. Before I start telling you where I'm fishing and what I'm doing, I do wish you all a happy new year, a rather belated one, and I do hope you all had a very nice Christmas. I certainly did. Right, that's got that out the way, and now I'll let you know as we go through the video why I haven't been fishing for the last 3.5 months. But we're here today at the Honeybridge stream, a tributary of the River Adur, and as you can see across the fields, very frosty, icy. Temperatures I would say are around -3, -4. Very frosty. Jack Frost has definitely been about today. But we're up here for a chub session. It's going to be a roving session, although I ain't going to be walking too much today. I've cycled up here again. It's about an 1.5 hour cycle for me up here. But the roads were very clear today, so it wasn't too bad at all. And I'm raring to go. Bait wise, I've got bread, so it's going to be link ledger, bread flake. I wanted to bring some worms with me, but I couldn't get any worms from my garden, from my compost heap. It was frozen solid. So I've bought a tin of luncheon meat with me, just as a change bait, just in case. But it's definitely going to be bread flake as the main bait, link ledger, and well, we'll get cracking. It's very cold, and as we go through the video, I'll let you know the reasons why I haven't been able to get out over the last few months. I'll see you in a minute when I'm fishing. Time wise, it's nearly 9:30. You'll see me in my Polaroids a fair bit from now on, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't been fishing recently. Anyway, I'll tell you about it in a minute. Let's oh, this sun's right in my eyes. Let's get out there using Warburton's bread on the hook, and I've got the old cheap stuff, cheaper bread just to put in as mashed bread. So I don't know how we're going to get on today. It's typical chub conditions, I must admit. Let's see how we get on. Even with these glasses, like these Polaroids on, it's difficult. That sun's blinding me. Not exactly where I want it, but I do for a while, for now. Right, as I say, I haven't been fishing for about 3.5 months now, and the reason why, those of you that watch my videos will know that I fished Honeybridge last time, back in October. But a day after I fished that, I started seeing streaks of light in the corner of my left eye, and it started going a bit misty as well. So I thought, well, this ain't right, and it wouldn't go away. So I went up to Vision Express up my local Tesco, and they advised me to see the eye specialist, which I did do. And what it turned out to be is that I've got a small horseshoe-shaped tear on the retina. It's not serious, but I didn't want to go fishing with it like it. I didn't want to. Well, having said that, it isn't no different now. I've still got it. And this was about 3 months ago. I've had it for about 3 months now. But he said it's not serious. He said unless it gets worse, he said come and let us know. He said it will either clear up. He said it will either clear up on its own over time, or you might find it will just stay like it, and in the end you'll get used to it. Which is, to be honest, what's happening now. I'm starting to get used to it. I mean, it's no big deal, but it's when it gets dark, you can sometimes, when I move my left eye to the side and back again, I get streaks of light in the corner and floaters going across the eye, you know, in certain lights every so often. So it's not right, but anyway. And the other reasons, well, the weather has been absolutely abysmal. As you know, I cycle up here. I can only fish on a Sunday. It's the only day I can go, but that will all change very soon, because in August I retire. I actually retire from work, and then I will be able to go a lot more often. So I should be able to bring you a lot more videos, hopefully. Fingers crossed. That's what I'm hoping anyway. But yeah, the weather's been absolutely awful. The amount of rain we've had, and now we're getting this cold weather. I don't know what it's going to be like. I mean, if I catch today, I catch. If I don't, I don't. I've always caught a chub up here, but I think this could be a bit tricky today. But we'll see. We'll see. There's about 4 or 5 swims I can go for. I'm not sure if I'm going to fish all of them, but we'll see anyway as we go along. My other camera, I've got 2 cameras. This is the better one out of the 2. The other one I switched on and it wouldn't stay on, and that's the reason for that is because it's so cold. Some of these action cameras, they're very sensitive to either low temperatures or high temperatures. Sometimes they won't, you know, they won't work until it gets to a certain temperature. Lucky enough, this one, which is the one I always normally use, is working. Let's see how we get on. I'm using 6-pound breaking strain straight through, a size 6 curved shanked hook, barbless, and my Omni feeder rod, my 8-foot Omni feeder rod, with a piece of bread flake. Now I know most swims that you fish for chub, you're normally only fishing for about, what, 15 minutes at the most, maybe 20, but this particular swim, I'm not sure if I was getting a few little knocks there. This particular swim, I do find that when I fish it, it can take a bit longer before you start getting bites. So, you know, I will stay here for a while before I move to the next one. I can actually see better without my Polaroids today for some reason. I've had to take them off. I can actually see ice forming on the line. It's so cold, but there's no wind, which helps. I was hoping it was going to be overcast today, but it's I'm actually quite warm. So I don't normally get bites straight away up here. They normally take a while before I do start getting bites. But whether I'll get any today or not, I don't know. As I said earlier, it's just nice to be fishing again. Yes, so I'll retire from work in August, completely finish. So I really look forward to going fishing more often then. I can go a lot during the week, and as I say, during the week, during the afternoons, into evenings, into dark and stuff like that, it don't matter. So I should be able to bring you hopefully some more videos, a lot more videos than what I have been. A little bend in the rod there, I don't know what that was, whether that was a bite or whether it was a bit of debris on the bottom collecting on the shots or the hook. Well, I've been fishing for about 15 minutes, nothing yet. I say the rivers, well, the river that I fish has been virtually impossible to fish for weeks and weeks now. Way over its banks, across the fields. This really was the only place I could have gone anyway, but even if you could have fished the rivers, this is where I would have come. This is where I normally fish when I want to go for chub. As I said to you many times before, there's two tributaries that I know of anyway. This is the Honeybridge stream, and the other one is the Chest stream, which I gave a go in the summer months. I don't know what that's like at the moment, whether that's fishable or not. I'd like to have brought some worms with me today, but unfortunately I couldn't get any. It's a lovely, cold, crisp winter's day. Typical weather for chub fishing, this. Yeah, I'd say the clarity of the water is pretty good actually. It is a bit on the clear side, but I'd say you've got a visibility. It's probably about, I can probably see about 8 to 10 inches down. So it's pretty good actually. It looks good. It's got a nice colour to it. So I'm not too sure about these temperatures, how it fishes in temperatures like this. Whew. Probably spend another 10-15 minutes here, and then we'll move up to the next one. I say it's probably about 4 or 5 swims I can go at. I will try a bit of luncheon meat in a minute. I haven't tried this particular one before. I've heard that it's supposed to be very good. It's tougher and it stays on the hook better, and it's got a stronger smell to it. Tulip bacon grill from Tesco. I'll give that a go in a minute. Nothing at the moment. I really need to try and get her over to that far side. That's where I've had them before. I'm a bit worried about getting hooked up on them brambles. I've just had my first bite. First indication anyway on there. I was just thinking about sticking another shot on there. I've got 2 SSG shots on there at the moment. It wasn't a violent bite or anything, but it was definitely a bite. Or it was a pull. It was a pull. I'm wondering if the bread's still on there. No. That's encouraging anyway. It's 20 past 10 now. Nothing at the moment. Just that one, what might have been a bite. It looked like it was a pull. I wasn't sure whether it was a fish or not. So what I'm going to do, I'll give it another 5 or 10 minutes. I might try a bit of meat in a minute, and then we'll go to the next swim, and then we'll do the swims that I want to do, and then we'll end up coming back here, having a bit of dinner, and then finishing off here again. I hope those of you that go fishing have had some nice fishing sessions. I suppose it's, you know, on the rivers, as I say, you've got no chance at the moment, certainly not down here anyway. But if you have been able to get out, I hope you've had some nice sessions. As I say, it's just nice to be on the bank, really. As I say, it's a pleasant enough day. I'm quite warm now, even though it's, you know, it's very cold. As I say, I was hoping it was going to be overcast, cloudy, but that's not the case. Our sun's shining out there, clear blue skies. But old Jack Frost has certainly been at work. I'll tell you a tool I've got which is very, very handy when you're fishing on the rivers, which I find this absolutely brilliant. I've used it this morning actually. A pair of secateurs, these ones. They're made by Gruntech and they are brilliant. I've got them off of Amazon. They're absolutely brilliant, they are. Anything that's in my way, it just snips through it very easily. So you've got a nice clear space for fishing. Very good tool they are. Always handy to have in your fishing bag. I'm also reading a book at the moment called The Complete Angler by Isaac Walton. Just started reading it. It's very interesting, very interesting. In fact, what I'm on at the moment, the chapter I'm on at the moment is about chub fishing, and it's very interesting. All those years ago, how they fished for chub in those days. I mean, he was fishing using a grasshopper. He was using grasshoppers as bait, and he was catching on them as well. Amazing. I've never thought of using a grasshopper for chub fishing. I've never heard of it being obviously I think anything like that, in any insects like that, or snails or stuff like that, can be a good bait. He doesn't mention bread in there. He mentions worms, but I haven't seen him mention bread. Well, we'll move to the second swim. Normally when I fish this one, I've never had a bite in this swim. It's normally quite shallow. I can't quite see the bottom here, so I'm going to give it a go anyway. There's no harm in giving these places a go, otherwise you never know, do you? So let's try. some of these swims can be a bit tricky, but this is the magic of it all. Flipping brilliant. I love it. It's even better when it's you know, weather like this. I love it. It's really good. I don't really normally come out when the weather's this cold, but I say we've got about, there's probably about 5 or 6 swims we can have a go. I've still got the swim. I've still got the swim to fish that I caught my first chub in further down, which we'll try a bit later. Right. I'm not that hopeful here, but you never know. Right, let's give that a go. I've got to be careful here because there's some overhanging trees over there. It's easy to get hooked up on them. I'm not that hopeful here, to be honest. But we'll just give it a go. We'll just give it in that last swim, absolute rubbish. Let's try this one. Put a few bits of mashed bread in there. Oh, it's all sticky, this stuff. Again, this is another swim where it's very tricky with the overhanging branches and that to not get tangled up. Just going to drop it in there and let the current just take it down. Take it round. So we'll give it 10 minutes here. I love this sort of fishing though, flipping brilliant. You need to get into swims like this, look. I say we might not get nothing, might not get anything at all, but it won't be for the want of trying, that's for sure. Time wise it's 10 to 11 now. As I say, we'll give it 10 minutes here and then we'll walk down, which is a fair way down, to the next one. I haven't had any hang on, that's a bite, that's definitely a bite. That's definitely a bite. Oh yes. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's a nice one. Oh. Heading for the snags. Didn't land in yet. Well, it's a lovely chub. If I can get her out. If I can get her out, she's gone for the snags. Oh no. If I can just move that out. It's a lovely chub, I tell you, if I can get it. But she's taken me into the snags. I'm not sure whether it's still on there or not. Let's try and dislodge it somehow. I saw her. It's a lovely chub it was as well. Oh. Ah, she's done me. She's taken me in there. I can't get it out. This is why you need 6 pound break and strain line. I don't think I'm going to get this. I don't know if it's still on there or not. I'm just trying to dislodge wherever it is. I saw it clearly. She's not going to, let's see if I can release it a bit. Oh, what a shame, what a shame. Ah, she's well and truly done me in. Taking me into the snag, I saw it clearly. I would have said it was about 3.5 to 4 pound. It was a nice fish. It really was. Really taking me into some tree roots. Oh well, a bit of action anyway. Sorry I couldn't get that one in, but it was a nice fish. We'll plough on. It's 5 to 11 and we'll go. I'll see you when we're down on the next one.
What a shame that was.
What a shame. I clearly saw that fish. Clearly saw it. I would say it was about 3 to 4 pound. It's hard to judge, but it was a nice chub. Took me into the snags, classic chub, and snagged me up. Fish wasn't there, it'd gone. Well, let's try this swim. Give this one a go. Right. Oh, it's messy stuff, that mash bread. I might be able to take my hat off in a minute. It's quite warm. Right, time wise it's 20 past 11. I still think they're that fish. You know, on days like this, you really need to take what you can when you get the chance, and I didn't. It's a great feeling though when you see these chub. You know, just shows you where they're hiding. You know, it's let's give this a go here. You never know. Just dangle it. Do what I've done before, just let the current take it. Now this time get your landing net ready. I didn't even have that ready. The landing net was over the other, you know, several feet away from me. Oh. What a shame. I thought when it snagged me up, I thought there was still a chance of getting it out, but nah. They're very clever, aren't they? They snag you up, but they get away. I'm glad it did get away, actually. Oh, terrific bite though it was. Just shows you, don't it? This little stream, you know. So my biggest has only been £3, and I've said this 100 times before, but that's the biggest chub I've ever caught, and I've done it twice. Once on the still water and once on the river, on the River Adur. I just need it to be an ounce over £3 to beat my PB. I will go back to that swim later on. There's a lot of taps on here now, but I don't think it's fish. I think it's just the current swirling around. So the next swim I fish will be the one where I caught my very first chub up there. And I've always caught fish there. That's the swim where I've caught trout from and roach. And I've always had a chub from there. Do I dare take my hat off? That's better. That's better. Well, at least I've had a bit of action anyway. It is a shame. You know, you can't stop thinking about it. You know, that it's the first bite I've really had today, and I miss it. And it's on there, you know. At least it shows I'm getting into the right places. They are there. There was no point in fishing, casting straight out again in there. It was pointless. Just let it settle down again for a couple of hours, and then we'll go back there later on. This is magic fishing though, really is brilliant. I love coming up here. I should come here when I'm not working. When I finish work, I should come up here in the later in the day, into the evening. I've never fished it yet in the evening. As I say, it's only this time of the year that you can actually fish all these swims. Generally there's only one or two swims that you can fish, and in the summer months, as I've said before, it's pretty hopeless really. You could do, but it's very tricky. Give it another 5 minutes here, and then we'll move into the next one. No rod tips bouncing around, but I think it's where the current is moving the rig. Doesn't appear to be anything here. There yet again down there, which is where I've got it. You can see the tree roots coming out. They're crafty, aren't they? They go straight for them. Some classic chub swims up here though. Right, I think that's going to be it in this swim. Doesn't appear to be anything. I spent about nearly 10 minutes in this one and I had nothing, so I'm going to move round to the next one, which is the one I always fish up here, as I say, where I've had chub before and trout and roach. So we'll give it a go there and I'll see you there in a minute. I thought I'd just drop in here. I don't really think I'm going to get anything here, but there's just no harm in it. Just give it a go. Very turbulent. Give it 5 minutes here. Can't get that chub out of my mind. I can see it in my head under the surface. I think I lost it simply because I had my landing net. I didn't have my landing net next to me, and I had to faff about reaching over for it, and you know, in that split second when you do that, it's taking you into the tree roots. It wasn't even a small one, you know, it was a decent one, really decent one. Just not sure that one was with me. I was trying to dislodge the tree roots with the landing net, see if I could get it out in any way, but it wasn't even on there. Right, into this swim now. I say this is the swim where I've always caught a chub from. Let's see what happens. Will it end up being one bite and one missed chance? Not a breath of wind though, absolutely. You know, although it's cold, it's pleasant. You know, it's not nasty, not horrible. The old thermal socks are working, I tell you. Feet are lovely and warm. Now, time wise it's 5 to 12 now, so I think we'll stay here till half 12 and then we'll move back up there again in the first swim that I fished this morning, and we finish off there and in the swim where I lost that chub. I'm still hopeful that I can winkle one out. Of course, I had my very first chub, and I've said this loads of times before, but I had my very first chub up here, just up there to my left. So I will give it a go up there a bit later. In fact, I'll put a bit of mashed bread in up there as well. messy stuff, this is. Oh. So I've only been told they go up to about £3 up here, but I think that one was bigger than £3. It looked it. I know it can be deceiving sometimes, but it looked to me like it was around three and a half, between 3 and 4. Anything between £3 and £4. Really powerful though. I'm not sure when I'll get out again. I can't promise that I'll be out in a couple of weeks. I really don't know. Where are we now? Back end of January. We've only got February and a couple of weeks in March, and then it's the close season then. I do look forward to when I finish work. I can really come up here a lot then, and then adds another big string to my bow. You know, being able to get up here different days in the week, different times of the day. Well, it's nearly 12 now. Nothing yet here either. I'll give it another 5 minutes here. I've got luncheon meat on now. Leave that there for 5 minutes, and then we'll move back to the first swim, cast out there, have a bit of dinner, spend a bit of time there, and then we'll go round to the, before I go, we'll go back round to the swim where I lost that chub. That means I would have done about 6 different swims in. As I say, the river's impossible to fish at the moment. It's way over its banks, I think, with all the rain we've had. Now, these are the perfect, really are the perfect places to come when you get that scenario. So I've got the chest stream as well. I don't know what that's like. Can't wait to have another carp session as well in the summer months. I shall certainly be doing that. I might spend a bit more time trying to target certain species of fish, like I'm doing with chub, but I'd like to do it with roach as well. You know, decent roach of about a pound and a half. Try and target them. I don't do anywhere near enough of that, you know. So there is a chance, that swim that I fished where I caught that chub, there is a chance, you know, I've gave it a good hour and a half now. There is a chance later on that I could get a second chance, but well, I've been fishing here now for about 15 minutes in this swim and I had nothing. I'm on luncheon meat now, I'm not going to give it much longer in this swim. I'm going to go back to the very first swim that I fished in a minute, have some dinner, and fish there, and then I've got the swim that I had that chub, lost that chub in. I should go back because it's been about an hour and a half now since I fished that swim, so it may have settled down a bit, but it's certainly nothing here at all, which will be the first time I've never caught in this swim. Give it one more go, one more chuck here, bit of bread. And what's going on out there? So you don't get anyone up here. I never see anyone up here. Some work going on over there by the looks of it. But I've left my bike and all my stuff way up the bank, knowing that it's safe. Well, hope it is anyway. If somebody nicks my bike, I'm not going to get home tonight. Just give that a couple of minutes more, and then we'll move. So at the moment it's just the one bite, that one fish. They're rascals, aren't they, for taking you into the tree roots, I tell you. At least I did get to see it though, quite clearly. It's nearly 1 o'clock now. Just had a bit of dinner. Very, very quiet. Which makes losing that fish this morning all the more hard to take. Nothing at all. I mean, normally that's where I get my bites, just over the far side underneath that, and brambles over there, but nothing there today. I'm going to cast further down again. Try down there, there's no harm in it, is there? I say we will go back to that other spot in a minute. Still enjoying it though, always do, brilliant. As I say, I've been so busy as well with things at home, but really it's really, although I had that problem with my eye, which I've still got, the main factor really has been the weather, because there's been several instances where I've got all my stuff ready for fishing on a Sunday, and at the last minute I haven't been able to go because of the rain. It's too much rain. And this is the first real dry weekend. I think it was dry last Sunday, but last Sunday I wanted to watch some football, but it wasn't great anyway. It wasn't, you know, it was quite windy, blustery, and I think we had some showers in the afternoon, so it wasn't great. And this is brilliant. This is. Even though it's very hard going, all that frost we had is now all melted now. It's all gone. It was a lovely picture this morning, it really was. I have to get to watch some more of old Jack Hargreaves out of town and old country soon. I've got a lot to watch. I watch about 8 to 10 episodes at a time, so I've still got plenty to watch. Absolutely brilliant though he is, really is. I saw one some time ago where he was he decided to go fishing on this little stream, very similar to this really, not a lot different, and the wind was absolutely blowing a gale. Literally it was gale force winds blowing right across the water, and he actually said, you know, I said I must be mad fishing in this, he said, but he was there and he was float fishing, and he had one, he had a small chub. Yeah, he had a small chub. Unbelievable, old Jack. I mean, when you see the conditions he fished in that day, a lot of us wouldn't have attempted it. I mean, it's literally gale force winds, and the old float was blowing everywhere, but he still managed to get Winkle one out. Ollie Kite was another one I used to like watching. Kites County. Was it Kites County or Kites Country? One of the two. All on Southern TV back in the good old days. As I say, Jack has always got a knack of talking about country matters. That if some people said it, you'd think it could be a bit boring, but the way he says it, he's just got this knack of being very interesting. It's unbelievable with his old pipe and that. Flipping magic, really is. I love watching him. No, not just fishing, but see, a lot of his shows are missing now. They've been wiped. I only found out the other day that he done some series back in the late 50s, around 59, which I think was solely on fishing. I think they've all gone. There's nothing happening here at all. Still enjoy it anyway. I'm just glad I've got back out again and got a video done. And I've still got time to catch one. I'm sort of pinning all my hopes now really though on that swim up there where I lost that chub earlier. This time I'll be prepared for it, but you probably won't get it. He's probably long gone. Whether there was more than one there or not, I don't know. Not a breath of wind either. Absolutely beautiful January day for fishing. Still some ice about though. I noticed on my way up here where there was a lot of water in the fields on the way up here, but a lot of it was frozen over, just ice. It's supposed to be turning a bit milder next week though, middle of next week. Still chilly, but you know, a little bit milder. Well, nothing happening, but it's very, very pleasant. Very pleasant. I thought I was going to be freezing me what's it's off today up here, but oh, there's a bite. That is a bite. That is a bite at last. Is it on there? No. Oh dear. Right, okay. Give it another go. Another go. At last a bite. If I come again, or when I go again, it'll definitely probably be up here again. And I've managed to get round six different swims anyway. That definitely looked like a bite at that time. What's the time? What is the time? 1:10 past 1. Still got plenty of time. I'm not going to go back down to those swims again now. As I say, I should just go spend my time here and back in that little swim up there. See, the thing is that with that little swim, I'm not making excuses, but it's so tight. There's no room to play. There's hardly any room to play the fish at all. As you've seen it, it's very, very narrow. Very, you know, there's just no space there at all. You've got to be spot on with the way you play it in there. When I saw it, I don't think I could really believe that it was on there when I saw it, and I just, as I say, with my landing net, which I'll make sure that's near me now, wasn't near me enough. I had to get up and get it, which I should have. That was a fatal error. That contributed to me losing it, really. You've got to concentrate on it, you really have. You can't take your eyes off it, especially with chub, because the split second and they've gone in any snags or tree roots. So I'd like to thank you all again, for those of you that have subscribed to my channel. Very much appreciated. I'm sorry I haven't been able to get a video out, as I say, for quite a while, but hopefully, as I say, we can get some more out. And as I said to you earlier, certainly in August, once I finish work, then I can really concentrate on getting more out. Right, what I'm going to do, it's nearly 1:25 now. There's absolutely nothing happening here at all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reel in, and then I'm going to walk up there. I'm going to bait the swim up first. There might be one or two other little areas under the trees there that I can try up there. I'll have a look. I'll bait the swim up, and then I'll come back and take my stuff up there, and it'll be the last chance saloon. See if we can get one up there, because we know they're up there. So fingers crossed anyway. I doubt it if we will, but you never know. Right, that's what I'm going to do. I'll see you up there in a minute. Right, I've baited the swim up round there. Let's go round there and see how we get on. This is the last chance saloon now. I think I'm going to, if I don't get anything round there, I think I'm going to call it a day. So let's go round there. Still iced overlooking places. There's, you know, some decent looking places, but you can't get down there. There's a swim I fished earlier but didn't have nothing. I'll have to be a bit quiet. I mean, that chub was literally in front of me, really. It wasn't, you know. It must have just been sitting there. Right, this is the spot. This is where I lost it. As I said, I'm not confident. I'm not confident at all. But we'll give it a go. I'm not getting anything anywhere else. So it's been some time since I had that. So let's try it. Still frosty down here. That's where it was. That's where I had it. Just down there. I'm wondering if I can risk going through there in a minute and giving it a go down there. I bet there's some fish down there. But we'll give it a go anyway. Right, and this time I'll be right next to my rod and right next to the landing net. Let's get that landing net right next to me. I need it. I'll get that mistake again, that's for sure. So you have to be careful because of the branches. You can only just guide it out there. That's what I've done before. You haven't got a lot of room to play it with these branches and that. There's one or two other spots I can try around here if I'm careful. Picking up the lovely robin. Ah, he's just flittering through the trees. Really bright orange, orangey red. Hello, Robin. All right, mate. Lovely bird. Yeah, that's a bite there. That's a bite. Here we go. Here we go. Is it on there? No, it's not. It's a bite though. Definitely fish down there. Keep getting it caught up on. I think it might be best if I have it lowered down. That's it. Have it lowered. Oh, this is exciting. That was definitely a bite. I thought it was on there, but it wasn't. Something there again. Well, a few taps. There's definitely fish down there. The thing is, they won't be there for long. Just get one. I don't care what size it is. There's definitely fish there, it's definitely biting. Jesus Christ, it's taken the bread flake. I've got no room to play it here. I'm getting in a bit of a pickle with it. The line's getting... the old rod tip bent round me. These ain't going to get many more chances here. It's amazing, isn't it? You know, I've tried 6 different spots today, and this is the spot where they are. This is where they are. Let's keep going. I'm going to have to remember here, if I get it again, to keep the rod down low. Each time I'm striking, it's just a natural thing. I'm bringing the rod up and it's getting caught round me. That was a proper wrap round, that was where I pulled the rod round. And again. And again. Right, have I got it this time? No, no. Definitely chub bites without any doubt at all. Pulling the rod tip round. And again, is it on there this time? It's not going to get many. Every time I put it out there. There it goes, right, it's a poised. Look, look. I'm going to leave it this time. Taking the bread. No, still there. Still there. Yes, I've got it this time. Ah. Oh, blimmin' hell. Oh, God, this is unbelievable. This is... Let's throw some more mashed bread down there. Wondering whether it's worth trying a piece of luncheon meat. I'm going to go back and get more meat. I'm going to try a cube of luncheon meat. Bury the hook right in it. And then alter these gripper stops. some reason I'm not hooking them. So bury the hook right inside the meat. Like that. There could be more than one down there. Sort yourself out, Alan. That's the trouble with me, I get so blooming excited. I can't wait to get it out. I've just opened up the 2 gripper stops a bit, so I've got a space of about 1.5 inches between the 2 gripper stops. I might not be interested in the meat, I don't know. Let's have a look. Not a single bite really anywhere else. I might have had a bite up there, but really you can more or less say I haven't had a bite anywhere else. It's been here. So I might not be interested in the luncheon meat. When you're fishing for roach and that, innit? A lot of the time they're only interested in the maggots. When you put anything else on there, they don't touch it. I'll just give it a couple of minutes on this and then I'll go back to the bread. I'm on my second battery now as well, so if that runs out I'll have to use my other camera if it's working. Gone 10 to 2 now. So you're not getting bites on this. On the bread flake you were getting them straight away. As if they're still there. Well, nothing on the luncheon meat. So I'm going back to bread. Letting that current take it down. See, they might have gone. Amazing that they were still there, you know, because it's only a few feet in front of me. If they've gone, I would presume they've gone a bit further round. Nothing else yet. As I say, they might have gone They might have just moved further round there. I might just let a bit of line out and let the current, see if it will take it round a bit further. Certainly come here next time I get it. Come here in this swim. I wonder if that's it. I wonder if you've missed the boat. Back again. One of the problems, another problem I've got is where I'm having to keep the rod down low. There's a lot of tree roots and snags down there, and it's getting caught up on them. It's going to be very, very tricky getting one out. I can actually see now why I did lose that one earlier. Just little touches, definitely still there. Yeah, look, there we go, there we go. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold the rod. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it and see if I can look it better that way. This is exciting, this is. I've got about half an hour to try and save the day from a blank. The second I turn the camera off, the rod tip starts going. I think I'll leave this one a bit longer. There's definitely something there. So I can't strike into it because of the branches, so I'm having to keep the rod down low. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Is it on there? It's not on there, is it on there? Let's have a go. Yes, it is. Oh. That's a nice one. Yes! I've done it! I've done it! Oh, absolutely brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant. That was possibly the one I didn't get earlier, I don't know. Oh, magic stuff. Oh, I'm so pleased with that. So pleased. Oh, she's a nice one. Right. Oh, lovely fish. Right, I'm just going to get myself sorted out with her. and I'll get back to you in a minute. I want to weigh her first to see. Well, it's not as big as I thought it is, but it's still a lovely fish. 1 pound 1 ounce, not to be sniffed at all. It's really cold. Look at that, look. Great stuff. Perseverance, that is. Absolute perseverance. You know, tricky, very tricky to get them out here, but I've done it. Maybe the one I thought I lost, what I lost this morning, wasn't as big as I thought it was. It is misleading sometimes when you see them under the water. But anyway, 1 pound 1 ounce chub, cracking stuff. Lovely condition, absolute mint condition. That great. Right, what I'll do, I'll have another go. It's 2:15 nearly now, and then I'm going to call it a day at 2:30. I don't think I'm going to get another one from here, but I'll have a go anyway. But I'm going to put this one back further up, otherwise he's going to spook all his mates. I know he will. Great stuff. A chub of 1 pound 1 ounce. Great. Right. Let's get you back, mate. Oh, that's absolutely fab. Absolutely fab. Say no monster, but you know, this time of year, on a little place like this, you know, you're grateful for any size. You know, if it had been ½ a pound, I would have been over the moon with it. Right, just gone 2:15. I've just put a bit more mashed bread out there. We'll give it another go and we'll see. But I'm not confident, as you know, that people that fish for chub on a place like this, very, very unlikely you'll get a second one. But let's try it anyway. I made sure this time I didn't lose it. Right, same procedure. Just drop it down. Drop it down under that tree and let the current just take it where it wants to go. So I'll be very surprised if I get a second one, but you never know. Doesn't happen very often in a spot like this that you will. So it might have been the one I lost earlier, and me just thinking it was a fish of 3 to 4 pound. But it might not have been that one, you don't know. Oh, I'm delighted with that. I thought I was going to blank. I really did think I was going to blank, but I knew I had a great chance all the time I was getting bites here. I just had to hook one of them. On that one I left it. I left it and waited until it looked like it was on there. And it was right at the end of the session as well. Shows you a really magical looking little place like this. You can only fish this time of year. It's absolutely hopeless. You come up here in December and you can't fish this. It has to be from around mid-January onwards till the end of the season, till the close season. I don't think that I'm going to get another one from here. I'll remember this spot next time I come up here. So lovely condition, not a mark on it. My God, it was cold though. It's like a block of ice. Good old bread flake again. As soon as you put luncheon meat on the hook, we won't get no bites on it. So I've kept my record up of every time I've fished the Honeybridge stream. I've always had a chub, every time. So I've fished it now about 5 times, roughly speaking, about 5 or 6 times I've fished it. And I've had a chub every time I've fished it, which is, you know, I'm well pleased with that. I just want to try and get one from the main river, a big one. Just wondering whether to just try in there just before I go. It's certainly worth it. I'm going to have a look, I'm going to switch off and I'm going to have a look and see if I can wheedle my way in there and just give it a go. I managed to get in here. No more bites there. So I'm just the other side of there now, right in the middle of these trees. If I lose my tackle, I lose my tackle. I say I'm only going to be here another 10 minutes or so. Let's get another go here. This is tailor-made here, but I tell you. Keep the rod right down low and just drop it. Just let the current take it. This is probably even harder than the swim next door. If I get one on here. See, that might have been the only one there. It might have just been that one on its own. Don't know. It's lovely. There's a robin that keeps flittering about in here. It's lovely. There he goes again. Up there. Oh, he's gone. Hello, Robin. Trouble is, I don't want to go now. It always happens. Always seems to happen with me. You know, near the end, quite often. Ah, really close. Beautiful, beautiful little bird. One of my favourite birds of all that, the robin. Not going to give it much longer because I've got to clear up. I'm absolutely over the moon that I caught one. See if I can give you a shot of the robin. Keeps flipping about. There it goes, look. Look. Probably not picking it up. Hello mate, smile for the camera. Look at him, look. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Look at his red breast, look. I think what I'm going to... There he is. We're wondering if I've got any food for him, but this is what I love about this fishing though. Oh, it's, you know, the wildlife is absolutely brilliant. I think what I'm going to do, last cast now, I'm going to just let it drift over there. A bit further down. Okay. This is the last one now. Just 5 minutes. I'd love to fish up here, you know, just into dusk or something. Mind you, I'll be honest with you, it's could be a bit spooky up here when it gets dark. But you really are in the middle of nowhere. There he is again, look. There he is, right in front of me. I wonder if there are any bigger chub in here. I just wonder. We know they go up to £3 in here anyway. But do they go any bigger? Is there any bigger ones in here? I think that's going to be it. I'm going to give it 4 more minutes. Really enjoyed it though today, really have. Great to be back fishing again when you haven't been for quite a while. Robin, he's still flipping around in front of me. Nothing now, so it's 25 to 3. I think I'm going to call it a day. I'm absolutely delighted that I've caught something. My target species. Managed to winkle it out right at the end really. Yeah, I think that's going to be my lot. I've got to pack up and hit the road. So I can feel those temperatures starting to drop now. Well, just a summary of the session. A very enjoyable session here on the Honeybridge stream. So I got that chub right at the end, a chub of £1 1 ounce. Pristine looking winter chub. Very pleased with that, really was. I thought I was going to blank, but I managed to get one. I had that one earlier on this morning which I lost in the same swim. Might have been the same fish. I don't know, really don't know. Well, I had a feeling it looked bigger than that, but I don't know. But anyway, I've had one fish and I've had several bites, but all in the same swim. All in that same swim under those trees. So I shall remember that next time I come up here next. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and once again I wish you all a happy new year. Enjoy your own angling, those of you that do fish, and thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. It's very much appreciated. And as I say, I can't promise when I'll be going next, what with the weather and stuff and everything, but hopefully I'll be out in a few weeks time on the next one, and it will probably be here again. In fact, it almost certainly will be here again, but unless things change, I don't know. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again on the next one. Bye for now.